right here, Jim.
Well, the reason Snyder's not seeded number 1 is he hasn't had as many matches, hasn't had enough matches to be seeded. So Kuhn gets the number 1 seed. Kyle Snyder's been putting up over 20 points a match in his college matches since he's come back.
See that aerospace engineering major for Adam Kuhn. He'd like to be an astronaut someday. Kyle Snyder, who's undecided, from Maryland, who's undefeated in high school and spent a year at the Olympic Training Center just working to become better, and it worked for him pretty well. USA Wrestling's proud of Kyle Snyder, the youngest world champion ever for USA. And Jim, you had an opportunity to call that match, and he was very impressive.
Oh, he really was. It just is this is what he did a lot. He's able to get in that attack below the knee. All right, and Adam Kuhn, you shouldn't feel bad because he was doing it against the best in the world. So, and this is what he's been doing since he's come back. He's just been on the offense the whole time, and it's been all takedowns. It doesn't worry too much about turning guys, for the most part. But Adam Kuhn is, I mean, I've been impressed with his improvement as well. I mean, this is not indicative of how, where he's come from here, particularly in his first year where he was number 1 seed. But I think he's much better wrestler. And, I go back to last year in the semifinals and that 40-second scramble he had with Mike McMullen from Northwestern, and it was fun to watch. I mean, he could do well in these situations, but, Snyder, right?
There, like I said, I'll tell you what, look at Snyder coming up. Wow.
Yeah, he's battling here, but you do that enough times, you're going to, you make the world champion work.
That's a good job of Kuhn with getting his weight on Snyder at this strategic time.
Yeah, and then he can battle these low shots. Like I said, that was probably one of the better scrambles I saw last year at the tournament. It was what, you called last year at the semifinals, Tim. It was just great
one
wrestling.
Of the best ever. I mean, it was unbelievable.
2 big guys just going at it,
And Adam Kuhn came up short against Gwiazdowski in the final 7-6. Nick Gwiazdowski, the 2-time NCAA champion out of North Carolina State. Of course, the number 1 seed, or number 1 ranked wrestler in international rankings.
And so the interesting thing about this bout is okay, you got the lead, and are you kind of come back at it? And so that's the third shot. It didn't look as good as the second, which didn't look as good as the first.
Kuhn enters this match 18-1. His only loss this season came to Virginia Tech's Ty Waltz, and that was just a couple of weeks ago at the NWCA National Duels. It's a close match with Krells from Minnesota in the semifinals.
Yeah, I certainly think Krells has improved, since we saw him earlier in the season. Sam Stoll from Iowa looks like he's going to default out of the tournament.
He went for 7th and 8th.
Takedown. Yeah. Oh, no. He's
now,
got the leg.
Can Kuhn finish this? The leg up.
He's got the right grip, how it's tied, but you just don't want to go off the mat. You don't get many opportunities against the world champ to get his leg up in the air like that. But he's got him working.
Hey, Adam! Come on!
And what I'm looking for here right now is that swing single to the back leg right there when Kuhn steps up, and you probably won't see it with short time left, but you don't win a world championship without being able to attack both sides.
Talk about Kyle Snyder's success in world competition, only 19 years old, winning a freestyle world championship last summer in Las Vegas. But Adam Kuhn has had a lot of success in international styles of both freestyle and Greco, and he's actually a hopeful in Greco-Roman.
No question about it. Yeah, so you have to believe that, the camps and all that, these guys being the same age, that they've sparred quite a bit.
Joe McFarland, longtime coach at his alma mater, one of the greats at Michigan, 4-time All-American, and also a world silver medalist himself. And Tom Ryan, the head coach at Ohio State, last year's NCAA champions.
The Silver Fox, Joe McFarland. Fun guys in the sport.
Think about left underhook. Think about left.
Working hard with that underhook there. And this is a match situation, I think, where Kuhn is gaining confidence. He's going to try to make the champ work hard. Nice high crotch set up there. This will be tough for Kuhn to stay out of it. He dumps him back down.
Nice execution of lowering the level and dumping Kuhn for the 2 points. Just a textbook there. Kyle Snyder goes out 4-2. Good look at Adam Kuhn.
And that's a situation where he probably would have got when you can't make too big a step into your opponent here because somebody like Kyle Snyder is immediately going to drop in on a shot.
Four to three. That takedown by Snyder. A couple of takedowns, sweetly executed. A minute left in the second period. We're at heavyweight.
But I liked where Kuhn was going in that match. Before he gave up the takedown, he was really working hard and maybe working for a body lock. And he's got a good one, and that's where a lot of his falls come from. Is digs that right-handed underhook, and then right here is where he goes there. But Snyder, blocks that off pretty well. Not giving it to him. There's the fake shot. Come back around.
Ohio State trying to do bookend champions. Nathan.
You see where Adam Kuhn is. You see why people are high on him at the next level as well. He just moves very solidly, and 4-3 score. He's given up 2 takedowns, but he's fought off about 3 pretty good shots.
Time ticking down. The end of the second period.
Let's take a look at the replay of that second takedown there. You see it come down on the head, inside bicep tie, drops in, gets a nice corner, and then takes him towards the leg that's up, right? Circle towards that leg that you have picked up.
To where he doesn't have a leg to stand on, right?
Correct.
That's a great execution by Kyle Snyder. There's your 197 finishers, McIntosh, Burak, Farr, and Studebaker and Huntley and Rymack. The top 6 are the automatics. 7 and 8 will have to get working hard, Jim. And there is a group of people that work hard to make our job easy, gives us the resources and these great pictures and the production and the direction. And we just want to thank them right now. Our producer, Catherine Lezik, our director, Jeff Clark, technical managers, Matt, John, Barry, Pavesi, and Steve Zimmerman. Technical director, Alex Bippus, and it's his birthday today. Happy birthday, Alex. Senior coordinating producer, special thanks to our big boss, Bob Lanning, and the senior vice president of production and executive producer, Mark Halsey, and the president of the Big Ten Network, Mark Silverman. And we just want to give a great thank you to all of the men and women that make up this outstanding BTN crew.
In particular, our retiring executive producer there, Mr. Bob Lanning, done a wonderful job with Big Ten Network Wrestling for the years, and we just want to thank him for everything he's done for wrestling. Low shot there by Snyder. Again, this fought out pretty well. This is how you do it. You kind of can't stay bent over at the waist. You got to stay up, and that's a nice job of Snyder staying with it because it was well fought by Kuhn.
Right here, we talk about the 4 points that would be added on to Ohio State. It'll bring them 1 point short of Iowa for second place. So right now, unless Kyle Snyder can do something extra, it'll pull Ohio State into 1 point behind Iowa. What a familiar sight. Last year, they were 120 and 120, right together as co-champions. This year, they score more than they did last year as the co-champions. But trailing Penn State, who wins their 5th out of 6 years with 150-plus points.
Well, Corey Clark and Sammy Brooks.
Big wins for the Hawkeyes there.
Match Nathan Tomasello and this man, Kyle Snyder.
Come on.
7-4, no riding time. The world champion, now for the first time, is a Big Ten champion. He's been looking for this last year, a runner-up to Morgan McIntosh at 197. He was a runner-up at the NCAAs to Kyvan Gadsden from Iowa State. But now, he's not only a world champion, but he's a Big Ten champion. That's Kyle Snyder, and he's